speaking of his quarterback, we have two stories about him. We're going to start with this one. I'm going to put it out there and say it's safe to assume we all agree. Correct me if I'm wrong. Tom Brady, would you put as the GOAT, the number one quarterback of all time? Would I get any argument there?
No.
OG, any argument with Tom Brady at 1? Oh, I might get an argument at 1.
I believe 49 are red, so we have to. What's the criteria for greatest of all time? Is
well,
just Super Bowl.
Yes, Super Bowl. Give me the chips. As my friend, as my neighbor says, Drake, right? Give me the chips and the dips. That's all I know. All right, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna say if Brady, who do you have Montana? Who do you have as number 2? Is it Manning? Is it Montana?
It's Montana and Brady.
It's Montana. Okay, so that's where I was gonna go. So most people will say Montana, Brady, right? I get very few arguments, and I get this a lot, Coach. And this is why I'm bringing it up. I've never brought up one of these top lists before, but I mean, I've been flooded with like, who do you and Coach think are the? All right, you guys are asking, so we're gonna give it to you. So if we agree that Montana and Brady are 1 and 2, you can flip them however you want. Who's number 3? And let me throw some names out there. We got Peyton Manning, who has all the stats, a couple of Super Bowls. You know, one was gifted him by the defense later on. We have, I'm going to throw a real old name at you. We got Otto Graham, who played 10 seasons, went to 10 championship games. Oh, and won a professional basketball title too, right? So all he did was make championship games and won 6 out of those 10. We've got Dan Marino, who never won a ring, was amazing. You got Aaron Rodgers in that conversation. We got John Elway. You can pick anybody you want. Terry Bradshaw has 4 chips since we talk about rings. I know he's not. I wouldn't put him there.
Steve Young.
I was getting to Steve Young. Who's your so there's some. Who's your number 3? Now that you're on the spot, and I think I've probably missed another 20 that could be in that conversation, but.
Coach, can I go, Coach?
Okay, OG's ready. OG's ready. OG's prepared for this one. Go.
Go.
Montana, Brady, Manning, Breeze, Marino.
I completely forgot about Breeze. I completely forgot about Breeze. All right, so you got Manning at 3?
Yes, sir. It's front and I had this argument with a buddy of mine. Just as a pure passer, a guy who can deliver the ball, 3-step drop, 5-step drop, there he is, hit him. He's the best that I've ever seen. Better than Marino, better than Favre, Montana, Dan Fouts, line them all up. Peyton Manning's the best that I've ever seen. As I can appreciate the rhetoric of him being a great regular season guy, and he didn't get it done in the playoffs as much because he didn't. He's got a losing record in the playoffs. That's fair. He absolutely does have.
And let me say this, right? He's got please, anyone correct me if I'm wrong. He's got 2 Super Bowls.
Yes, he does.
One was gifted to him by his defense. We agree on that one, right? Come on, his arm wasn't what it was when he won that. And second one, he beat Rex Grossman. And I'm a Bears fan, as you can see. So I'm telling you, that game in Miami, he beat Rex Grossman.
Not only did he beat Rex Grossman, in the Super Bowl he lost to Breeze, who I can't believe I'm putting him ahead of Breeze, but the Super Bowl he lost to Breeze, the pick 6 that he threw, that was for the game. We don't need no more points after that. Game's over.
Right.
We're done. Okay, we're good. We don't need any more points after that. We're straight. So, but in terms of a pure passer, he's the best that I've ever seen. So that's my 5.
So on talent, we're gonna give him it on talent.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, Coach. I've never had this conversation with you, so I love this.
Brady. Not even a question.
Yes.
You Super Bowls at the Patriots. You walk over to Tampa Bay. You win the Super Bowl again. None of them have ever done this.
Never. Nobody.
Montana, one of the best. It's not even a question. Steve Young, another
3.
one. Oh, yes. Steve Young was a physical freak, in my opinion.
Sure. I can give you that.
Manning.
Mm-hmm.
Number 5, Terry Bradshaw.
No love for the 40s and 50s. No love for my Otto Graham.
No.
Sid Luckman, perhaps.
I really didn't see Otto back then.
All right, so I like that. So okay. So I think, look, the case OG made great case for Manning, obviously.
Yes, he
Steve
did.
Young, I'm interested to know about Steve Young. So I know that Steve Young was phenomenal. He came in behind Montana with massive shoes to fill. I think
Yes.
that moment everyone saw when he won that Super Bowl and got that monkey off his back. When you say he's freak athlete, tell me some of the things you saw in Steve Young that you're just like, wow, that's special.
He ran 4.5. He was a 4.5 sprinter. I mean,
It's incredible, coach.
You don't see
incredible.
That. You don't see that. As you don't see that in quarterbacks that look like him.
Yeah.
Not fast. He was left-handed. He was accurate with the ball. He was quick. He was unbelievable in the pocket. He had pocket presence like you wouldn't believe. He had the ability to add to the play because of his athletic ability. And he was pinpoint accurate. That's what he was. Just said it. He replaced and came after one of the greatest. And normally it goes downhill. He took it to another level.
Yeah. And won league MVP multiple times.
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't leave that out.
You don't know, OG. I've been telling Coach that I run a 4.5 as well, but there's no dot in the middle. It's just 45.
That's fair. Coach, and really quick, guys, Coach, that what you just mentioned, a 4.5 for a quarterback. That is incredible. That's wide out speed.
Yes.
Yeah. Quarterbacks don't run 4.5s.
And listen,
don't.
We get this all the time. Our generation is the athletes today are bigger, stronger, faster. Is there a quarterback running? How many quarterbacks? I know there's some. How many quarterbacks are running a 4.5 today? How many? I know that Mike Vick ran a 4.7 or something at 40 years old, but I don't think he counts.
Lamar Jackson is as fast as anybody in an National Football League.
Yeah.
Obviously Russ Wilson, he wasn't fast. He was just strategically good at running with the football. But when you talk about overall speed, you're talking about Michael Vick, you're talking about Lamar Jackson.
Right.
Those guys they're different breeds.
Those are but that's what I'm saying is even back then, right? To have a 4.5 speed quarterback then.
Right. Randall Cunningham probably wasn't probably was 4.6, low 4.6s, but he was just so long, and he's so athletic. It was different, but you didn't see a lot of guys that can run like this.
No, you didn't.
And the last one I want to ask you about, because I think he gets skipped over a lot, and Terry Bradshaw. So tell me, Terry Bradshaw, is it because of the 4? I know winning means stuff, right? So he's got the 4 Super Bowls, but what else was it about Terry Bradshaw? Because people see, here's the problem with some of these retired players going into the booth, and this is, this goes to like Charles Barkley in basketball, Terry Bradshaw. They see this animated character, right, later on in life, and they think that's who they were, but we forget how great they were on the court or on the field. Tell me about Terry Bradshaw and what you saw in him.
You just said it, and that's who you see now is who he was on the field. That's who he was. I mean, he played the game with his heart. He was an unquestioned leader. He brought it every week. He laid it on the field, and he led them to victories. I mean, he was a winner, and it's something to be said about that.
Yeah.
Do you hold?
Absolutely.
Do you hold the one Super Bowl appearance and loss against Dan Marino?
I don't. No more. I mean, we can talk about Troy Aikman and all those guys. You know what I mean? I don't. I think Dan was one of the best pure passers in the game. But at the same time, he didn't win a lot. There's a lot of great players. I mean, we keep talking about it all the time, me and you, I think. I mean, Batman's got to have a Robin, right?
Yeah.
Whether it's basketball, football. I mean, if you look and see a great quarterback, he's probably got some great receivers. I mean, we talk about Aaron Rodgers now like he's the greatest, and he is, but Devontae Adams is no slop.
Right.
So people can't forget. I mean, it's how you surround these players that we're talking about with talent. The thing that I'm so when I think of Tom Brady, other than one receiver, he made all these other guys. They should be paying him.
Yeah. Well, we talk about because Deion Sanders, right? Deion Sanders had brought up, when you see Montana, there's Rice. You see Troy Aikman, there's Michael Irvin. There's these combinations, and other than that year with Moss, Brady really hasn't had a.
he made all these other guys.
Yeah.
I mean, these guys' careers extended because of him, and that's why I think he's special. I think when you raise the level of play from that position, man, that's royalty to me.